Hi YouTube friends, this is a video showing my page that I did for the Hall of Fame, or excuse me, the Your Paper Pantry Hall of Fame Getting to Know You album. Each person does 7 pages and we send them in to Cari, and then she puts one of each person's page in a book and binds them, and then she sends them back. And the idea of this one was that we have information about some of our friends on YPP with the address and YouTube and all that. Anyway, I had asked her not to bind mine because I would like to collect some more pages from some other people that didn't do this particular swap. And if anybody's interested in swapping pages, just leave me a message. And we've already gotten, I believe, 2 more people that wanted to do it. But anyway, she's going to swap those and send them back, and I'll show the book that she sends back when I get it. But I just wanted to go over my page with you and why I chose what I did and whatnot. Mine obviously are quilts. I had showed on one of my haul videos that I had gotten the W+9 quilt dies, and this is what I did with them. And you can see that they're all a little bit different. Try to mix it up a little bit. And I have to, there's a lot of little things about this that I want to tell you guys. This paper is, it's actually my mind's eye wild asparagus paper that I have been hoarding. And would you believe that some of the dates on this was 2005 and 2006. That's how long I've held on to this paper, and I thought it's about time I probably should use it. This one right here is one of my absolute favorites, and I did not want to cut it. I think I've got a little bit more of it. But yeah, the wild asparagus, I used to just buy it and just put it away and not even look at it. So I decided to use it for this, so it's kind of special. I tried to make them kind of generic because I thought that somebody may want to use these, you know, later on for something, because they can always take my information out, put on a little Rolodex card or something, but they may want to put this in a, you know, a journal or, you know, whatever. So that's why they're kind of generic. I didn't, the information that I put on them, which I'll show you in a second, I just put it on with repositionable adhesive tape so that, you know, it could be cut, you know, it could be peeled off. Hopefully it could be peeled off. But I left the tag because if somebody wants to add pictures or whatever, or more tags, you know, that's why I put the pocket in there. These are actually little pockets too that I was going to put some stuff in, and I ran out of time, so I didn't put anything in those, but they are pockets too. And then you can see there's a little button with the twine. And then the back is also a pocket, and I picked quilts because quilt is one of my favorite things. I love to do scrapbook quilts, and I used to always have to cut the pieces by hand. My quilts were always much larger. I mean, they were more like, you know, along the lines of this wall hanging, like a full page or sometimes like a border. But anyway, that's why I picked the quilt theme, because that's what I like, and this was supposed to be all about me. And this right here is ticking fabric, which I love ticking. Any color ticking. Usually you see it in red or navy. This is kind of a, I guess it's kind of a khaki color. And then I use the crocheted lace because I love the vintage crocheted lace, like the cotton lace. There's a little bit of the little butterflies. I got those at Walmart. And then I use my Martha Stewart punch that I got from Elise for my Secret Santa. Thank you, Elise. And I just put one tag in the back, and obviously it's a pocket too. And I used my doily stamp for my mind's eye. I love those doilies. They're so pretty. And then of course it's got my address and stuff on the back. But okay, so that's that. That's why I left it real generic. And then I'm just going to go over what I put on here. And I did 15 random things about Laura. The number one thing was when I was younger, much younger, I was asked by a modeling agent. I was working as a hostess in a restaurant in Sarasota, Florida, and he came in. He asked if I had like a portfolio, and I said, a portfolio? He's like, yeah. He said, modeling pictures, and I said, no. He said, I don't model. And he gave me his card, and he signed his name on the back, and he said, if you bring this, and he told me where to go. It was a hotel on Siesta Key. He said, if you bring this in, he said, we're having tryouts, and just give them my card, and they'll let you in. So my mom thought it was a scam, and she's like, you need to take your nephew, because he's a real big football player. So he went with me, and it was for a beach commercial that they were going to shoot on one of the Sarasota beaches, which are by far just the most beautiful that I've ever been to. But anyway, I get in there, and I was kind of snubbed by the lady at the desk. She's like, "You don't have a portfolio?" I was like, "No." So, but anyway, they wanted me to chug Coke out of a bottle, and I at the time didn't drink any pop at all, let alone Coke. I didn't really like Coke, and I couldn't do it. I could not chug it. They wanted me to turn it up, like they see these girls on a commercial. I was in a bikini, okay, because this was going to be filmed on the beach, so it was extremely embarrassing. There were lights and people and cameras and everything. Anyway, needless to say, I completely bombed that tryout and pretty much gave up on modeling. Anyway, number 2 was I married my high school sweetheart, and funny thing about it is we've been out of school. We've been out of school longer than I have, but I've been out of school and for 8 years, and we've been apart for 8 years and living in different states. So it's kind of a neat story. That's a totally different day. Number 3 is we have 5 kids, and they're all under the age of 16, and everybody keeps telling me they'll keep you young, they'll keep you young. Yeah, okay. That's why I have so many gray hairs. Number 4, I adore animals. I love birds and I love reptiles. I used to have a pet rat that I had a little leash, and I used to take her everywhere with me. She had a little cage, and she was really cute, and I tried to talk my mom to let me get a rainbow python, and I've had birds. I've had all kinds of animals. Anyway, I love furry and non-furry critters. Number 5, I had a job doing a bird show at a tourist attraction in Sarasota after I graduated high school. My father had worked at this place as I guess he was the maintenance supervisor for years, and I was used to going in there. But anyway, when I graduated, I wanted to go work there, and you had to basically work your way up. So I started in feed and clean, which was basically scooping poop and scrubbing and all that kind of stuff. And I real quickly worked my way up to doing the bird show with big, cockatoos and macaws. So that was kind of interesting. Number 6, I spent part of my life growing up in an underground house that my father built with his own 2 hands. When we lived in Skipperville, Alabama, he built us an underground house, and he did most of the work by himself. He had to bring in bulldozers to dig the dirt and some of the larger stuff, but most of it he built by himself. And it was unusual. We didn't have any windows in the back of our house, only across the front, and it was odd. We used to live probably a mile off the road out in the sticks, and people would drive down the road just because they heard that there was an underground house and they wanted to see it, and you couldn't really see it. It just looked like a hill. Anyway, so that was always kind of interesting to tell people I lived in an underground house. Number 7, the year my dad passed, it was 1 week before Christmas. He died to the day, a week before Christmas, the year I graduated. And I grew up around circus people because he had worked at another tourist attraction called Circus Hall of Fame, and loved the circus, always wanted to run away with the circus. But anyway, our church that I go to is a big, there's a lot of circus families there, and they had their own circus that they did. But at Christmas, my brother-in-law did a living nativity, and every year it got a little bigger and a little bigger, and they graduated to having angels flying into the living nativity, and they had, live animals and everything. And they had asked me if I had wanted to be in it, and I said, yes, of course, I would love that. And then my father died. And at first I didn't want to do it, but he was kind of excited about it, so I went ahead and did it. And I wasn't the flying in, I was the flying up and down. But it was something that I was really glad that I had done, and not said no, because it kind of honored him. And so that was kind of nice. Number 8, if I could, I would be a modern day Robin Hood of sorts. I love the story. I love the fact of helping people. I love Robin Hood, so if I could be a Robin Hood, I probably would. See me out running around with a bow. No. Anyway, I do love archery too. My son actually does archery for 4-H. Number 9, I have seen the movie Ever After with Drew Barrymore 100 times, but will watch it 100 more. Love that movie. It's my favorite movie. Everybody's like, it's such a cheeseball movie. But, everybody has their favorite, and that happens to be mine, and I never get tired of it. Number 10, I wish so hard that I could sing, and I put pretty on here because I love music, and draw like an artist because I love art. You guys, I can't sing. I can't hear anything I can't hear. Can't play music, although I'd love to play an instrument. And I can't really draw either. I'm very creative and do, a lot of stuff, but drawing is not one of them, so I put that's not possible. Number 11, my favorites, and I just lifted some of my favorites. My favorite color is dark red, kind of a barn red, and my favorite scent, anything that's like baked apple, like hot apple pie or apple cider, fresh apples. Apple is my all-time favorite. And my favorite food is cookies, especially Toll House and Snickerdoodles. My favorite drink is Mountain Dew Code Red, although I just gave it up because I found out that the brominated vegetable oil is bad. So after loving Mountain Dew for so long, I'm not drinking it anymore. And then my favorite book is the Bible. The stories in the Bible are life-changing. So that's my favorite book. Number 12, I can cross stitch and embroider, but I cannot crochet or tat, and I have tried. I've been taught by different people. I just can't get crocheting and tatting. I know tatting is a little bit more difficult, but anyway, it just seems odd that I can do the other two. And then number 13, I love anything quilt. I've made all kinds of small type quilts. I've made scrapbooking quilts. I've done different types of quilted angels, but I have never made a large quilt. I think I'm too impatient. But anyway, number 14, I co-owned a scrapbook store in Ohio during the late 90s. It's called Scrapbook Heaven in Defiance, and I had a partner, and we had it for 2 years before I moved away and I sold my half. But anyway, that was a really cool experience, and I'll just kind of leave it at that. But number 15, my favorite scrapbooking techniques are quilting, mosaics, and paper piecing. So that's it, 15 random things about me. And I hope the ladies like these pages. It was these little pieces on these quilts was a bit tedious, but I really enjoy doing it. So anyway, that was it. I wanted to share it before these are leaving. So if anybody has any questions or anything, I would love to hear it. Y'all have a great day.